Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be trying to build this electro synth, build your own working synthesizer. I've had to go at a fair few of these beginner electronics kits and they've always ended in smoke and disaster, so my hopes aren't high for this. This definitely isn't a how-to video, but I hope you enjoy watching me at least try to make my own electro synth. Okay, so let's have a look at the box first. Let's see what we've got on the outside. It says Electro Synth, build your own working synthesizer. I do like this, is it Haze style logo there as well. Includes detailed instruction manual, I hope so, because I have no clue what I'm doing here. And then it's got buttons for octave and sharp flat, these kind of metallic keys across the top. I don't know if this box itself is going to form part of it. It looks kind of cool with the wood effect, very 70s. And then some different effects here. We've got tremolo and envelope and different push buttons here. And then a grill for the speaker and a volume. So hopefully there's not too much I can stuff up here, we'll see. And then on the back it says build your own synthesizer. If you like your leagues human and your Mondays blue, then this is the kit for you. Be transported back to the 80s by constructing your own working electronic synthesizer. Includes all components and full instructions, the perfect gift for aspiring makers and lovers of all things retro. Requires 3 AA batteries, 1.5 volt batteries, not included. Some basic soldering required. This is where I could slip up. Colours and contents may vary from those shown. This is not a toy, not suitable for children under 14. And then we have the finished item. So yes, it does look like you used the box. That's cool. And then all the components there. So it looks like it's got a long synth part there. Then you've got the buttons, the lights. Is that a fan? I'm not quite sure. Oh no, that's the volume. I'm doing well. The speaker and the battery compartment there. So should we open it up and have a look inside? Here we go. Aha, so this is the inside of the box. So I can get rid of this bit for now. The inside of the box seems to be what the synth goes in. And again, it's very similar. Okay, this scares me slightly, but this is the map. I don't know what you call it. Inside what it should look like, all the different components and where they should go, etc. I hope that's not the only instructions we've got. And then let's open up, see what's inside, what components we've got. Oh, that's cool. It kind of opens like a box that way, so it should hopefully be easy to put back together. So I'll put that to one side for now. And then what have we got here? We've got the volume switch and a couple of lights there, and the buttons. The speaker. The top of the volume and the battery compartment. Here's the main event itself, is the synth, the board that it's all hopefully going to go onto, and the all-important instructions which I'll be reading through. Don't always like to follow instructions like most stubborn people, but I think I will be following these, just to make sure that I don't burn the house down. So yeah, let's get all the components out and see what we've got. There we are, all the parts disassembled. So now all I have to do, he says all I have to do, is try and assemble them and make some sort of a working synthesizer out of this. So let's have a look at the instruction manual and see what the first step is. Okay, so first step on here is to screw the circuit board to the lid of the cardboard base. It must be mounted so that the touch screws are aligned along the lower edge of the box. Fix the circuit board with the 2 machine screws and nuts provided. Okay, so we have the keys, and this needs to be screwed onto the box. box. Okay. Is it like that? See, that's the first problem, because that you only get a few of the keys that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You only get 6 of the keys. So there's an extra one missing. Okay, first rookie error. It actually goes on the outside. So I was thinking like this was what had the keys behind it, but actually it's the reason it's cut out is so that these protruding bits can go in like that. So it actually screws on that way around. Okay, so after an absolute age of trying to find the bolts, they were actually magnetized to the back of this speaker. I need to attach these screws and this board to the box. So let's have a go at that. Okay, so after a bit of persuading, I don't think that's going anywhere. That's good. Step 1 done. Uh-oh. Next, solder the 4 push buttons to the circuit board. These are the only components that go on the smooth side, top side, of the circuit board. Push the legs of the buttons into the holes in the circuit board and solder them in position. Be careful not to touch the plastic casing of the buttons with the soldering iron. Okay. Should look like D on there. Yeah, it's the ones I thought it was. That's good news. Okay, so we need to push these into these holes here and then solder the other side. And they're making reassuring clicking noises as they go in, so that's good news. Okay, now that I look at it again, you can't actually reach it from inside, so I need to solder them on to the front here. One thing I have learned as I've learning beginner's soldering is that you bring the solder to the soldering iron rather than the other way around. That seems to work better, certainly for me. Don't realise how shaky your hands are until you start trying to do something like this. But yeah, fingers crossed. I think those connections are being made there. I think I have a tendency to put too much solder on, so we'll see. Hopefully they won't mix and short out. I think that's been my problem with some other things that I've tried to solder. So yeah, solder these legs on. These are going on okay. Seem to be staying in one place anyway. And then the next thing says I need to mount these LED lights. Blue one at the top and green one at the bottom. And it's important that I get the positive and negative correct on this as well. The longer one, apparently, the longer leg is the positive, so that needs to be soldered into the positive connector on there. The legs are far too long though, so I don't know, are you supposed to bend them round? Is the whole leg supposed to go on there? Do you connect the end of it? Or do you, so I'll have a go at bending it round, but it's very fiddly, this bit. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to be able to keep that in place and solder it at the same time. We'll see. It's very close together, so I don't want them to cross over. So this is what I came up with. As you can see, the one on the left is took me a lot longer. I've burnt a hole in the box, I think. But this is what I came up with. Whether it'll work, I don't know. But here they are with a little bit of jiggling. They don't look too bad from the other side anyway. Okay, so the next step seems to be the loudspeaker, volume control and battery box. So I need to slot the loudspeaker into its recess inside the lid of the cardboard case. So that is here, that should be nice and easy. And it needs to face so that these connectors are as close to where it's going to be connected to as possible. So I think that's, if I face them down like that, will it go over the top, hopefully? Yeah, I think that's how it looks on the diagram anyway. We look at it that way around. Yeah, that looks about right. Use short pieces of wire and remove the insulation from the ends and solder. Okay, so this is the bit of wire that's provided, and I'm slightly worried that I'm going to cut it either too short or too long, so I'll do a little bit of measuring. All right, so we've got a fair bit of wire. We need to use this for the rest of it as well. Where's it going to? The speaker contact marked minus has to be connected to the soldering pad with the same marking. Okay, so I think it's here. So we've got a plus and a minus here. And has it got a plus and minus on here? Anyway, I need to cut this wire down so that I'm going to make it just slightly longer than it needs to be. So it's about there. So put a little kink in it there. And then get the wire cutters. This is quite a nice little tool actually, because it's got these holes in it so that you can just feed the wire through. So it's quite small, so let's see if it fits through this one. Not quite. Okay, so the next one up. And then find the kink, which is there. And then you just kind of close it. And it should, yep, cut the wire. So the nearest I can see to a marking, it says that it doesn't have a plus marking on it, but it has a minus. And that looks a little bit like a minus there underneath the paint. So I'm going to go with that. Hopefully I can fix this if it goes tits up, technical term. Right, so I have the wire and I'm going to strip both ends using this nice little tool that came with my soldering kit. There we go. So that's exposed the end there. Let's give that a little twist. I need to solder one end to there and one end to the negative there. Okay. Next up, we need to mount the potentiometer pot from the inside of the casing, push its axle into the hole. So this is the volume. There we go. So that goes through there. Yeah, that kind of looks like a volume switch. That's good. This goes on here like so, and then the other one. Screw that on. Okay, it looks like this little screw needs to be loosened. Okay, finally that's gone on. And tighten it up. So that seems to be in the right place. It's making a satisfying click. So the inside of that has these lovely little connectors. The next job is to connect the potentiometer contacts to the respective soldering pads on the circuit board. Cut short pieces of wire with the insulation removed from the ends. Connect one of the contacts of the switch inside the potentiometer to the soldering pad marked BAT+. BAT+, so yeah, that'll be the battery. Got P1, P2, P3. And looking at the finished thing, this is how it should look. So I need to make sure that they all go to the right connectors. So I'm going to study this diagram and see if I can get all these to the right ones. Wish me luck. 5 short wires cut and stripped, so fingers crossed they're the right length for this job, otherwise I might have to start again. So I'm going to start this time by putting a bit of solder onto the connectors first and then heating it up with the wires on there, so fingers crossed that works. Now this bit's confusing the hell out of me because the diagram isn't particularly easy to work out. So it looks like one of the battery things goes into the far side of the potentiometer and the other side goes into there as well. So, but how does it connect? Yeah, it seems to have to connect 4 wires, but I'm not entirely sure. So I'm just going to do my best on this. So I've put these different wires from P1, 2 and 3 to these points on the volume. So hopefully, my idea is that this will increase the power and hence the volume as it goes along. But then I'm guessing, does this one go to the plus? Let's find out. I'll give it my best shot anyway. I feel like I'm a bit over my head here. But at least if it doesn't work, I've kind of got an idea of why. So we can try something else. We have it set up with the battery compartment how it's supposed to be. And then does this stick on with, how do we stick this on? And then finally, more my level, I need to stick this battery compartment on with sticky tape, which is provided this little square of sticky tape, double-sided. I'll say it's more my level. And that's it. If I've put all the wires in the right places, this should hopefully work. So just a case of putting some batteries in, and then let's take this thing for a spin, shall we? And now the moment of truth. According to the manual, if I have wired this up wrong, it could actually break the synthesizer. So this might be the shortest end of a video ever, but let's give it a try. We have, oh my goodness, we have a working synthesizer. I was not expecting that. Do the lights work? Yes. Can't see it in this very well, but yeah, that is the, what is that? The tremolo. I'm ridiculously excited that this is working. So that's the tremolo. Okay, so you press it again and it makes it faster. Brilliant. Oh, I'm easily pleased. And then this is envelope. So is the light working? I believe it is. Okay, so it's one at a time. Monophonic, I think they call it. Yeah, that's amazing. And then let's try the octave key out. Okay, that doesn't seem to be doing anything. What about the sharp and flat? Okay, do you have to hold it down? It's dead crackly, so I think maybe some of my wires need looking at again, but it is working. Oh yeah, very crackly. But we have a working synth. So there we have it. I have a working, of sorts, I have a working synth that I have made myself. There's a few things I've definitely learned along the way, and yeah, I might tidy up some of those wire connectors, but we do have a working synth, a very, very lo-fi working synth. Don't know what I'll use this on yet. I'm sure it'll appear on one of my songs in the future in some small way. But yeah, what a really enjoyable project. I've really enjoyed making that, and if you pick up one of these yourself, I hope you enjoy making it too. Thanks as always for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you again on the next video. Take care.